Hi, this is Abhimanyu, and I'm chatting with Ananya Panday and Dhairya Karwa, the stars of the upcoming film Gehraiyaan, as well as the director Shakun Batra. Guys, how are you?
Hi,
Good.
bro.
How
Hey
are
Abhimanyu,
you?
how are you, man?
Intimacy was integral to how you wanted to tell the story. But how do you make sure that intimacy does not become gratuitous or titillating? And it has to be done respectfully. How do you ensure that?
Oh, 100%. In fact, I think there are more conversation about intimacy than probably the story deserves.
Right.
I think intimacy is actually a very small part of this very big story, and I know people would feel that way when they watch the film. The only thing is, yes, I wanted to give it the respect like any other department, and I was reading about it. I wanted the actors to feel safe, secure. I wasn't getting intimacy director to make it bolder. I was trying to make the experience better, experience more respectful and respectable. And so that's why for me the conversation's never about glorifying it, because
Right.
if at all I'm trying to make it subtler, make it more less titillating or less
Right.
scandalizing. I'm not playing it for shock value.
Right. Ananya, coming to you, and in a previous interview, you had spoken something. If I'm misquoting you, please correct me. That most of your relationships were in school. So how difficult was it to? Please forgive me for saying. How difficult was it to relate to the problems of a more mature relationship here?
Oh, not most of my relation. Actually,
I
many
mean,
of
she
my
was in
relation.
school 4 years
Yeah,
ago,
I was
so
literally in school 4 years ago. I graduated in like 2017 or
Abhimanyu, that
something.
look now I just saw on you is like, haha.
No, so many of my relationships were in school, and at that time, you think that the world's weight is on your shoulders, and every small problem is like this huge deal. So even if some silly problems happen, you think that, oh, I've been cheated on, this has happened, that has happened. So I mean, I've also been in relationships post being in school, and with every relationship, I think I've grown and become a different person and matured a little bit. So it was definitely not something that I've experienced before, at least in this level, what Tia is going through. But I have felt what she has felt in terms of I have had feelings of betrayal and heartbreak and felt cheated on. Maybe not in this context. So I think it was all about kind of just diving in deeper and transferring those emotions into this context. And how maybe Tia would react and not how Ananya would react. Even though
Yeah,
we're similar,
because
but we're still not this identical.
because at its core, I think the emotions are the same, right? When you face betrayal, whether you are 13 or whether you're 23, it's the same.
That's just the degree at which you feel it and the situation that you're in. But I guess the basic emotion is pretty much the same.
Now, people have called it your most mature role so far. It's certainly the most mature subject that you've handled. Was there additional pressure because of that, or more freedom?
Oh, that's a good question. He's really like twisting them in the end and all, huh? No, I think there was pressure from myself more than anything because I knew that I wanted to be a part of this film, but I also didn't want to not be able to do justice to the part, and I wanted to kind of work really hard on it. I wanted to bring a lot of myself, but I also wanted, I was ready to learn a lot and take away a lot from Shakun and my co-actors in that sense. And then I realized, so I think it started from a place of fear and pressure, but I realized the freedom that I got from this experience. Just in terms of the returns you get as an actor, when you just do something with so much honesty, when you kind of forget between action and cut, you completely just get lost. And I feel like that's something now that I've just fallen in love with, and I hope I get more such experiences in my films going forward.
One thing that I also wanted to ask you, Dhairya, is that when you're in an ensemble, which this film is to a certain extent, is there less pressure because the attention is diluted on different actors? Or are you trying to compete with your co-actors there?
Definitely not trying to compete because I feel what I've understood working in my previous films is that you're as good as the story and you've got to understand your part in it. You cannot be trying to you you can't be competing for space or trying to overdo your trying to um, overplay your co-actor,
Right.
because then you're not serving the story. And when you do your part and you do your part diligently, people will see that. People,
Right.
the audience is smart. They will see the honesty, they will see the honesty. So you don't need to do much. Do what's required of you and do it honestly.
All the
Thank
best for
you.
the film, guys. Great talking to you.
Right.
Bye.